Welcome back to Crypto Atlas, your daily source for crypto whale alerts, crypto market news, and DeFi gems. We have some huge news in regards to XRP, and this will include a whale alert transaction. I'll be talking about that just a little bit later on in the video. Some major money move there. So first off is the announcement from Brad Garlinghouse. This came just yesterday. He said over on Twitter, today, Ripple is breaking into the $120 trillion corporate treasury payments market with the $1 billion acquisition of GTreasury. The past few years have reminded this industry why payments, first and foremost, is the primary use case for crypto and blockchain. Payments are where Ripple first started for exactly these reasons. The infrastructure is complex, siloed, and inefficient, but as we know, perfectly positioned to benefit from decentralized financial technologies. Astounding amounts of cash are trapped in outdated payment systems, creating friction, unnecessary costs, and barriers to entering new markets. GTreasury has been serving some of the most well-known brands for decades, and now, together with Ripple, will be able to help CFOs manage all their assets, including stablecoins, tokenized deposits, etc., at scale around the world, as well as put their idle capital to work with repo markets via Hidden Road. The opportunity is here, and we're diving right in. It's happening. Awesome news. BTC Peak Hub responded to this with a little bit more information. This is Ripple's third major acquisition this year in 2025. The playbook is clear. Hidden Road, which was $1.25 billion. That's prime brokerage infrastructure. Rail, which was $200 million. Stablecoin payment rails. And then GTreasury, the $1 billion corporate treasury systems. So very interesting how XRP, aka Ripple, is moving forward. And with this, Chart Nerd over on Twitter, Ripple just acquired a treasury giant. GTreasury connects 13,000 banks with a $12.5 trillion payment volume and 100% cash visibility, the world's most adaptable treasury platform. And then Ripple says 13,000 banks. If you look at Swift, apparently Swift only deals with 11,000. So a lot of people were really bullish on XRP, thinking, oh, it tying in with Swift. Here we are with this move, and potentially has more accessibility than that of even Swift. What do you guys think? It's a huge purchase. Ray Fuentes, once this deal clears with GTreasury, Ripple will own a treasury platform already live in the Swift interoperability lane. So translation, no building Swift integrations from scratch. There's a legal, technical, and compliant path in place. Huge win for enterprise adoption. So to me, this sounds like that pathway to being incorporated with Swift is going to be a lot easier. Yeshua Taylor on Twitter. So Ripple acquired a company connecting them to 13,000 banks in one go. GTreasury uses Swift to handle its messaging, but thing is, what do they need Swift for now at all? Serious question. Doesn't RippleNet and XRP make their connection to Swift irrelevant now? And then let's go ahead and move on to this whale alert. So this is 30 million XRP worth approximately $68.3 million that was transferred from an unknown wallet to BitGet. And anytime you see that kind of transfer heading to an exchange, it's definitely going to be raising some eyebrows. So it could mean that they're getting ready to sell, maybe take profit after the recent price move, or they might just be moving funds around for trading or collateral. Okay, but here's the thing. Not every big deposit means a dump is coming. Some whales use exchanges to rebalance or park liquidity for later plays. Still, though, 30 million XRP is no small move, and BitGet inflows like that can definitely shake up sentiment. The smart move now is you guys want to keep an eye on BitGet's trading volume, see if there's any big sell orders that start popping up, and if the price does manage to stay stable, it might just be positioning, but if volume spikes and price dips, then this whale more than likely is unloading. And then in additional news, because there is a lot of news for XRP, Ripple Labs leads effort to raise $1 billion to accumulate XRP in a new digital asset treasury through a SPAC, Bloomberg reports, or a special purpose acquisition company. Mason says, so Ripple has been using tons of cash that they got from dumping XRP on us to acquire companies constantly. Do you view this as a bad thing as an XRP holder? I personally view this as perfectly fine because all the companies they're buying should end up benefiting XRP in the long run when partners and companies decide to use it. This is a main point people try to make when calling XRP not legitimate. And BitTrue says, what do you think will happen to XRP after the XRP treasury is established? So a lot of interesting questions. I want to know what you guys think. Digital Perspective says every G20 nation will have RLUSD and their own currencies on the XRPL. So that's the stable coin from Ripple, and that's on the XRP ledger. And you got a lot of countries here: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, European Union, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, South Africa, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Paul Barron says, getting ready for a massive run into this acquisition season for Ripple in 2026. We've identified over 20 acquisitions. Over 20 acquisitions. This will pave the way. And then Ash Crypto says that, looking at the charts here, the 2021 Ethereum Bitcoin shakeout sparked a massive altcoin rally, and the same pattern looks ready to repeat again. So be curious to see how that pans out, the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Jennifer shows this, adoption incoming, Ripple in Shepherd's Bush, London. So there's some advertising going on the walls. And then Steph says the XRP liquidity map shows a massive cluster above $3.60. So after the shakeout comes the breakout. And just taking a quick look at XRP for the day, we do have 3 days that were red candles. The price had dropped down below. And here we are, a fourth day, not looking so great. Crypto in general not doing so well. Bitcoin took a big hit. A lot of eyes are on that whale. You guys can check out my other video that I did where I talked about the latest major news and major whale alerts for Bitcoin. But here we are. We did have a bit of a drop down below. It has since come back up. But we're not in the green yet. In fact, we're in a danger zone as far as the Fibonacci retracement goes. We're back below into a lower channel. This is the third level from the all-time high. So if it closes out down here, there's definitely going to be concerns if it's going to be going all the way down to $1.83. So we're not pushing below $2 just yet. And on the day, it dropped down to around $2.20. The VWAP, this is falling essentially, it's a little bit below actually right now. It's a little bit below the VWAP, which is bearish. We were seeing that progressively here over the last few days. And then the Bollinger Band is actually continuing to still expand. So this thing looks like it's getting more and more wild. Most of the volume took place on that wild day back on October 10th. And that's what I got for you guys in this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And also you can check out my referral link down in the description below for BTCC. And thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, as well as my YouTube members. God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.